Strength and growth come only through continuous effort and struggle, as Napoleon Hill wisely said. This quote perfectly encapsulates the arduous path every entrepreneur must traverse in the world of business. But the beauty of it all lies in the relentless pursuit of success. Do you know that over 50% of the people in the United States have less than $400 to their name? That is it. You have to understand that the goal of money is for you to be secure. Today, we bring you a story that will give you clarity of how the money game works and ignite your motivation. It's the incredible journey of Suze Orman, who went from humble beginnings to extraordinary wealth, transforming her life and inspiring countless others along the way. Accompany me into Suze's electrifying tale of financial transformation, but first, here's the deal. If you crave more mind-blowing financial stories and top-notch tips, hit subscribe now. Trust me, our channel's your ticket to financial awesomeness, so buckle in and let's roll with Suze's epic ride. Did you know that Suze had serious money struggles since she was a kid? She was born in the heart of Chicago on June 5th, 1951. That's where her epic tale begins. But her story didn't start with silver spoons and fancy living. It was more like a constant battle against bills and financial nightmares. Born into a modest family, Suze knew the crushing feeling of financial instability. Her father worked at a deli and her mother was a secretary. They lived the paycheck-to-paycheck life, where bills were often the specters haunting their dreams. These early financial challenges left an indelible mark on Suze. She knew the gut-wrenching feeling of financial insecurity, and it lit a fire within her. She made a promise to herself. She'd break free from the cycle of uncertainty and financial struggles. Suze was determined to carve her path to financial independence and security, ensuring that the shadow of financial worries never darkened her life again. As Suze matured, she realized that education was her passport out of the realm of financial struggles. So she graduated from the University of Illinois and then embarked on a quest for a master's degree in social work at the University of California in Berkeley.
After spending 4 years at the University of Illinois, in 1973, I came out to Berkeley, California, where I lived in my van on the streets on Hearst Avenue there, because I did not have the money back in 1973 to be able to afford a first and last month deposit on an apartment, and rent was only $200 a month back then. So I was living in my van on the streets for 3 months until I landed my dream job at the Buttercup Bakery, right, for $400 a month. Now, I wasn't just a waitress for $400 a month from 1973 to 1974. Oh, no. I was a waitress making $400 a month from 1973 to 1974. To 1975, to 1976, to 1977, 78, 79, 80, when now I'm essentially 29 years of age.
After working as a waitress for 7 years in the Buttercup Bakery, she got this idea of having her own restaurant. She tried to gather the money, but her family couldn't help her. But here's a twist. The clients, led by a man named Fran Hasbrook, collected all the money that they could and gave her $50,000 to pursue her dream. And with all the checks, a little note written on a napkin that says, "This is for people like you to have your dreams come true, to be paid back in 10 years with no interest if you can." Suze didn't know how to manage that kind of money, so she went where she was told, to a local brokerage firm, Merrill Lynch at the time, to open up a money market account. She didn't really know what a brokerage firm or a money market account was, so when she arrived, she just told her story about how she wanted to keep the money safe because it was the money for opening a restaurant. Unfortunately, she ran into Randy, a greedy broker, who took advantage of her ignorance and lack of financial knowledge to get her to sign some blank papers with the promise of making him earn more than $100 a week. Randy filled up the papers with fake information to make it look like she was a sophisticated investor. He did that to qualify Suze for playing the options market. If you are not qualified, you are not allowed at a brokerage firm to invest in options, especially buying options, because most of the people who buy options lose all their money. Why did Randy want to do that? Because at that time, options were one of the highest commission ticket items out there. So within 3 months, all $50,000 was lost. She really wanted to give her clients their money back, especially Frank, who was a salesman who sold little tape recorders. He himself gave her $2,000, which was probably all of his savings account that he had. So she started a plan. First step, finding a job in the very place where she lost her money. The brokerage firm, Merrill Lynch.
So I went and I got a job at Merrill Lynch. They hired me simply to fill their women's quota. I walked in with pinstripe pants, red and white, tucked into my white cowboy boots with a blue silk shirt. I thought that would be a good dress because that was my fanciest outfit I had. And they looked at me, and they had never hired a woman before. This was 1980. And the manager said, "You know, Susie, I'm going to hire you. But I'm here to tell you, you will be out of here in 6 months because I personally believe women belong barefoot and pregnant." His name was Peter Sansevero. Anyway, so I'm hired there, and as I'm working for Merrill Lynch, I'm reading the code, studying to be a financial advisor, that what my broker did was illegal. He couldn't invest my money in such a way that I could lose it when that money was there to be safe and sound so I can open up my restaurant. So I went in to tell Peter that he had a crook that worked for him, and Peter said to me, "Susie, that crook makes us a lot of money. You go down and you sit in your chair and don't you say anything." I went and I sat down in my little cubicle on my little chair, and I thought to myself, well, Peter told me that I would be out of here in 6 months, and this was 4 months into it. He told me that I didn't belong here. Now I could sit there and I could do nothing. But what happened with Randy, who was the financial advisor, and what he did to me wasn't right. Now I was young and I had time to make back that money to pay everybody back. But what if it were your parents or your grandparents or somebody who didn't have the time to make it back? It wasn't right. So right then and there, I decided to do what was right versus what was easy, and I sued Merrill Lynch while I was working for them.
The best thing about that is that at the moment she sued them, they couldn't fire her. So she worked hard, learned fast, and 2 years later, she was their number 6 broker. They finished by firing Randy, and they had to give Suze back all her money plus 18% interest. And here, my friend, is where Suze's amazing success story begins. After that experience, Suze always followed a rule of her own. It's always wiser to do what's right rather than what's easy. And if you follow that rule and you are generous, when one door closes, others will open. Most of us, hands up if this is you, cling so tightly to what we don't truly have because we think we're lacking. But guess what? By holding on to that little bit so tightly, our hands are shut to receiving what's meant to come our way. She believes that part of the secret of success is giving, not to get something back, but to build values and show gratitude for what you have, and even for what you don't. When those hands open, a wave of generosity hits, and let me tell you, that's when the magic happens. How much should you give, you ask? Well, Suze says, find an amount that feels right for you. It could be $1, $10, or $100. It's the thought that counts.
There's only one way that I know to force the opening of the hands, and that is through giving. Giving not so that you can get back, but giving so that you can have values. Giving to say thank you for what you have, as well as giving to say thank you for what you do not have. When you open those hands, you feel generous. When you feel generous, you feel powerful. And when you feel powerful, the world can recognize your power, and therefore employers are attracted to you. Job offers come your way. You get pay raises. So it's almost by giving to others that you actually become more. The question has to be asked and answered, how much do you give? You have got to give a respectful amount to yourself. It doesn't make any sense for you to give everything you have away and then leave yourself a victim to your own financial tsunami. That doesn't help you, and it doesn't help anybody around you. So you dig into your heart and you find out an amount that feels right to you.
Suze's early career was, until this point, a tapestry of diverse experiences. Not only she worked as a waitress for 7 years, as you already know, she also was a tree trimmer, and even as a bicycle messenger. These seemingly unrelated experiences wove the fabric of her success. Suze understood the struggles of the working class from the inside out. Each challenge, each odd job, and each lesson, especially this last one, were shaping her for a future where she would face even greater hurdles. It was the 1990s that truly catapulted Suze's career into the stratosphere. She began writing best-selling books and hosting her television shows. Her approach to personal finance was refreshing, relatable, and empowering. Her audience connected with her words on a deeply personal level, building a foundation of trust and goodwill. Suze's most famous catchphrase, "People first, then money, then things," resonated with everyone. Her advice was practical, actionable, and focused on helping ordinary people seize control of their financial destinies. But there would still be great challenges in her life. In 2001, Suze courageously came out as a lesbian, a bold move at the time. Being openly gay wasn't widely accepted, and the LGBTQ community faced numerous challenges and opposition. However, Suze remained unflinching in her resolve to inspire others. She weathered the storms of criticism and adversity, emerging as an advocate for LGBTQ rights. She openly shared her journey, raising awareness and fostering acceptance. Even as she guided others towards wise financial decisions, Suze herself faced financial hurdles. As a prominent financial figure, Suze's advice and investment strategies were under constant scrutiny. Experts and the media often debated her recommendations, but she held her ground, resolute in her ambition. Suze's impact on the world of personal finance is immeasurable. Her books, TV shows, and speeches have touched the lives of millions. Her legacy endures as her financial advice continues to guide people around the world. She's not just a financial guru, she's a beacon of wisdom and empowerment. Her books offer practical advice and actionable strategies for managing money, making smart financial choices, and securing a brighter future. Suze Orman is the embodiment of how someone from humble beginnings can rise to become an icon in the world of finance. Her story is a testament to the power of determination and the desire to help others find success. Suze's impact isn't limited to finance. She's a champion of LGBTQ rights and has raised awareness and support for the community. Her philanthropic efforts have left an indelible mark on various causes, from education to healthcare to animal welfare. Her legacy isn't just about accumulating wealth, but about the power of financial knowledge to transform lives and create a more secure future for all. Today, Suze Orman resides in the suburbs with her spouse, Kathy, to whom she's been happily married since 2010. She remains an influential figure in personal finance and so much more. She's a motivational speaker, a financial literacy advocate, and a philanthropist. Suze's reach has expanded into the digital realm, with a vibrant online presence through her website, social media, and a popular podcast. Remember, it's never too late to embark on your path to financial success. Suze's story has motivated and enlightened millions worldwide, and it can empower you too. That's a wrap for this video. If you found it inspiring, give us a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you never miss our empowering videos for your personal development. Until next time, take care and make wise financial choices. See you in the next video. Thank you for joining me on this incredible journey.